Hello and welcome to the instruction video for my wedding planning spreadsheet. I will note that everything I talk about is on the instructions tab. Okay, I'll just dive right in. So on the dashboard tab, what I'm going to have you update is your wedding date. This will help auto-populate the countdown. The wedding spending categories just compare your budget versus actual spending and then your paid versus outstanding balances. Your budget comparison tab is, the bulk of the finances when it comes to your wedding planning. So just go over the layout of this. We have predetermined spending categories. These cannot be edited, but if you don't need it, just, leave it blank, do whatever. If you need custom categories, we have 15 custom categories that can be customized to your wedding. After you have your spending categories, you can input your budgeted amounts, how much you think you will be spending on these specific categories. These actual amounts are populated as you choose your vendors, which I will talk about later. The amount paid is what you update as you make payments to these vendors. The amount standing is a formula, and the due date is what you input just to help keep you organized on when payments are due to vendors. The checklist tab is just a checklist for you to keep organized on things to do and deadlines. This is 100% customizable to your wedding. Edit as you see fit. The schedule is one of the most underrated tabs in here. When I was planning my wedding, I made a very detailed schedule and gave it to everybody involved in my wedding, and honestly, it was one of the best decisions when it came to organization for that day. Everybody knew where to be, when, what they should be wearing, and just everything. There was no question for the day. This takes a lot of stress out of your day. This is 100% customizable to your day. Your guest list is just a management tool for your guest. Your guest, it stores their information. It helps you stay organized on when invitations have been sent and who has RSVP'd yes, how many, and then their food preferences, and then thank yous. I will note that these food preferences are 100% customizable. There's 4 options. Edit as you see fit. The seating chart is for those who have assigned seating for the reception. You just input the names for each table. 100% customizable for your wedding. The music playlist is a tool for you to track songs that you do and do not want played at your wedding reception or your ceremony. I suggest sharing this for whoever's doing your music. The do not playlist is also very important. Not everybody wants, the chicken dance played at their wedding. Just share this with your music team. Now I'm going to get into the vendor tabs. So these vendor tabs are all over here on the right. So just to go through how these work, I'm going to start on the ceremony venue tab. So the first thing you do in here is you compile a list of your potential venue options. You input their information along with the costs. As you book this vendor, when you make a decision, then you go up here to the top where it says venue chose, and you select in the drop down who you want to choose, and this information autofills. So you'll see here that the total cost is $2,600. Now if we go over here to the budget comparison, their ceremony venue, the actual cost is $2,600. Do this for all of your vendors. Again, if you don't need some of these vendors, just leave it blank. I do have a miscellaneous tab that can, for things that kind of fall in their own categories, that aren't covered in other tabs. So back to this budget comparison tab, You'll see I have $400 budgeted for this ceremony venue. $2,600 is actually what it costs. Let's say I make a payment of $1,000. I have $1,600 remaining. So now let's see how this flows into the dashboard tab. You'll see that I actually am gonna spend $2,600 so far. I've paid $1,000. I have $1,600 remaining. That's how this all flows. So as you fill in this information on the right, all these tabs on the right, it'll populate your budget comparison and dashboard tabs. I'm going to touch on the printed material tab here. So how this tab works is you first input the amount of different printed materials you plan to purchase, and then as you update this for your potential vendors, you put in how much each of the, let's say, for example, save the dates. We want 100 save the dates. They each cost, let's say, 25 cents. It's going to come to $25 total. Invitations are $1. It comes to a total. You can put in an additional cost too. Comes in a total of $850. So now let's choose this for our, that's who we decided to choose for our invitations and paper materials. And that will flow in to the printed materials line. So that's how this whole spreadsheet works. Let me know if you have any further questions. I understand each wedding is so unique and has their own spending categories and everything. Every wedding is so different. So let me know if you have any other questions, if you have any other personalization requests. I'm here to help you. Have fun wedding planning!